Emerson Royal has left the club for Italian side AC Milan. Dane Scarlett has left the club on loan to go to Oxford. Another player could be heading out the door in the next couple of weeks. Mikey Moore has just signed his first professional contract with the club. Spurs in Jed Spence U-turn, and Captain Heung-min Son has come out and said that Dominic Solanke is a great signing for Tottenham.
Chris Cowlin. Fan cams, club news, transfer news, match previews, legend interviews, Spurs winning, press conferences, covering everything Tottenham and England.
Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you listen to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. So let's start with the official announcements released by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. First up, Mikey Moore signs first professional contract. We are delighted to announce that Mikey Moore has signed his first professional contract with the club. Having joined us as a 7-year-old, the attacking midfielder who turned 17 on Sunday progressed through our ranks and featured regularly for our under-18s in the 2022-2023 campaign, while still a schoolboy, helping us secure the under-17 and under-18 Premier League Cup double. In addition, in April 2023, aged 15, he became the youngest player to appear for our under-21s in Premier League 2. Last term, he enjoyed another impressive campaign with our under-18s before making his first team debut against Manchester City in May, coming off the bench to become the club's youngest ever player to feature in a Premier League fixture at the age of 16 years, 9 months and 3 days. To date, he has made 2 competitive first-team appearances in our colours and netted his first senior goal in our pre-season friendly against Hearts last month. On the international stage, Mikey Moore has represented England at under-15, under-16 and under-17 levels to date. After signing his first professional contract at Tottenham Hotspur, Mikey Moore wrote the following on social media: "So proud to sign my first professional contract at this club. Thank you to everyone who's helped me get to this point." On Monday evening, it was announced by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club that Emerson Royal has now joined AC Milan. The club statement says, "We have reached an agreement with AC Milan for the transfer of Emerson Royal. The right-back joined the club in August 2021 from Barcelona and made his debut the following month in a Premier League fixture against Crystal Palace." Emerson made a total of 101 appearances in our colours, scoring 4 goals, and in May 2024 reached the century milestone for the club when he featured for us against Liverpool at Anfield. The 25-year-old has 10 caps to his name for Brazil after making his senior debut in November 2019. We wish Emerson all the best for the future. Also on Monday evening, another official statement released by Tottenham Hotspur, this time about Dane Scarlett. Oxford United loan for Scarlett. Dane Scarlett has joined Championship side Oxford United on loan for the 2024-2025 season. The 20-year-old striker, a product of our academy, spent the first half of last season on loan at Ipswich Town before returning to us and making 6 appearances during the latter months of the campaign, taking his overall number of first-team appearances in our colours to 17. An under-21 England international, Dane has also previously spent time on loan at Portsmouth. Dane Scarlett has spoken out about his loan move to Oxford United. He said, "I'm over the moon to be here and I'm ready to get started. The team did really well last season and I saw an opportunity here for myself. Oxford for me was the best option to come and prove myself and show what I can do. I am a team player that will look to bring goals and hopefully we can deliver this season." Former Spurs boss Harry Redknapp has been talking about Mikey Moore signing a contract at Tottenham. He said if he is good enough, stick him in. The kid who played for Spain at the European Championship final, Yamal, he was only 16. We've had Wayne Rooney, we've had Joe Cole. They've come in the team around that age. If he is as good as everyone thinks he is, hopefully we will see him in the first team this year. A report has just been published by the Football Insider, and they are stating that Tottenham in Jed Spence U-turn as deal agreed. Tottenham defender Jed Spence is set to be given the opportunity to impress in Ange Postecoglou's first team this season. The right-back has spent the last 18 months out on loan, but is now set to provide cover and competition for Pedro Porro as Emerson Royal has just left for AC Milan. In this report, it says sources have told the Football Insider the door is fully open for Spence to prove that he should remain in Postecoglou's plans for the 2024-2025 campaign. That stance represents a huge U-turn at Spurs, with the Football Insider revealing in April that the right-back was one of multiple senior players expected to leave in the off-season. But Spence has improved in pre-season and could now be given the chance to feature regularly in the Premier League. He spent last season on loan with Leeds and Genoa, making 23 appearances across all competitions and registering 1 assist. The former England under-21 international has played just 6 times for Tottenham since joining from Middlesbrough 2 years ago. Jed Spence is under contract with Tottenham Hotspur until June 2027. He could be part of the squad when Postecoglou's side start their Premier League campaign away at Leicester next week. Spurs captain Heung-min Son has spoken out about the club buying Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth. He said, "I think Dom is a huge signing for us. He did a fantastic job at Bournemouth, scored 19 goals last season, and I think it is a great signing for us. I haven't seen him in training yet because we've just had a game, so I'm looking forward to playing alongside him and hope he can help our team." So on Monday, Emerson Royal has gone out the door to AC Milan. Dane Scarlett has gone on loan to Oxford United. Now Spurs could be offloading another player before the 30th of August deadline as Aston Villa remain interested in Giovanni Lo Celso. The Daily Mail have reported that Aston Villa are still in for Lo Celso, and there is also interest from Real Betis in the Argentina international. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about Emerson Royal leaving Tottenham Hotspur for AC Milan. Now, this has dragged on for weeks, this move, and I'm glad that it has finally materialised. I'm glad that Emerson Royal has left for AC Milan. Of course, he has had a difficult couple of years at the football club. A very, very likeable guy. Has had a lot of criticism from the Tottenham Hotspur fans in the last couple of years. But it would be fair to say it has been difficult for him. I feel that he did improve as a Tottenham Hotspur player, and it is also fair to say that last season in Ange Postecoglou's first year at the club, he played across the whole of the back line, and he helped Ange Postecoglou out on a number of occasions by just filling in when he needed to fill in. However, I do feel that I've said on this channel many times, sometimes you just feel that it is the right time for a player to leave. And I felt that with Emerson. I like him, but as a footballer, I think if we want to go to that next level, and I mean this with no disrespect whatsoever, I think if Spurs want to go to that next level, I think that it's best that Emerson Royal is sold. We then put the money into, buying other players. Emerson Royal moves on, and I'm sure he will be very successful at a club like AC Milan. What a move for him as well, to go to AC Milan. Spurs in Jed Spence U-turn. I'll tell you what, I've said on this channel a good few times over the last couple of weeks. Pre-season for Jed Spence has been absolutely brilliant. He's grabbed his opportunity, as have a lot of the development players, the younger players who are part of the squad, certainly to go to Japan and South Korea, as well as the games actually that we played in Scotland and in London, playing against Hearts and QPR. Jed Spence really took his opportunity, and I'm so glad to see it. And I would like to see Jed Spence get an opportunity and a chance in the Premier League, because let's face it, he's only had a handful of appearances in a Tottenham Hotspur shirt in the last couple of years. It did look like he was going to go back to Genoa, and they were going to sign him on a permanent deal after being on loan there last season. But yeah, with Emerson Royal going out the door, Jed Spence has got yet another opportunity that he could grab, and grab the place when Pedro Porro won't be playing. Some Europa League games, the League Cup games, for instance. try and stake a claim. Knock on Ange Postecoglou's door and say, this is exactly what I can do. He's done that in pre-season. It is about being consistent now, constantly banging on that door, constantly showing the manager and the coaching staff exactly what he can do week in, week out. But yeah, great to see that. Heung-min Son come out and said that Dominic Solanke is a great signing for Spurs. I think it's a very good signing, as I said in the previous episode. I think that many fans would have probably chosen someone else, but when you think about it, and when many pundits have actually come out and said that Solanke is perfect for Ange's system, the more I hear that, and the more that I've seen clips, and the more that I talk to various journalists, and the more that I hear from Ange Postecoglou himself about the type of player that he wants in his system, the type of player he wants in his team, and what he's looking for. And we know that Dominic Solanke is excellent at pressing. He's got so much energy, and his finishing last year was exceptional. So he's going to be an interesting one. I just hope that Dominic Solanke gets off to a fantastic start. Perhaps scores on his debut, bangs in a couple of goals in his first couple of games, and hits the ground running immediately. And I hope that he is a success, and hopefully he can score as many goals as he did for Bournemouth last season, this coming season for Tottenham. What great news about Mikey Moore. This was heavily expected. He turned 17 on Sunday, signed his first professional contract with the club. I would expect Mikey Moore to get a number of minutes in the Premier League, and certainly in the Europa League, etc. This coming season. And what an exciting young talent, and we're glad to have someone like him at our football club. Spurs have been producing some some fantastic players in the last couple of years, certainly in the development side, but he's kind of skipped that because he played a lot for the under-17s, under-18s, hasn't really featured a lot for the under-21s. He's gone straight into the first team, and that is the player that I feel that Ange Postecoglou is probably going to give the most game time to next season out of all of the young players. So he has got a very, very exciting future ahead. So that is going to be interesting as well. But there are a lot of situations actually with the development players, because some will go back to the under-21, some will go out on loan, and some will be integrated into the first team squad, for the start of the Premier League season. So it's going to be interesting to see which players, go down which path. Who does Ange fancy the most to be, part of the squad, travelling to Leicester, for instance, next week, and, playing our first few Premier League games. Who's going to get the chances when the Europa League comes around is going to be interesting. But as I always say, it's about grabbing the opportunity, and every single one of them has done that during pre-season, and that's why it's probably given Ange Postecoglou a bit of a headache, but a nice problem to have, really nice problem to have. Dane Scarlett has left the club for the 2024-2025 campaign on loan, going to Oxford. He's had a difficult couple of loan spells, and I really hope that this one works out for him, because from what I understand, Spurs were given assurances by Ipswich Town that Dane Scarlett was going to get a lot of game time at Portman Road. It didn't happen, and he ended up coming back. Of course, he had a loan spell as well at Portsmouth. That wasn't that great either. So I'm hoping that it really works out for Dane Scarlett. He gets a lot of game time, gets a lot of minutes, works extremely hard, knuckles down, puts the ball in the net a good few times, and has a very successful season. And you never know what's happening with him in the future, because if that does happen, he comes back. That will create yet another problem for Ange Postecoglou, a nice problem yet again. It's always great having strikers who can score goals, but you've got to be doing it when you go out on loan. You've got to be working extremely hard, and it's very, very important for the development of some of these players. Look at Harry Kane, for instance. How many loan spells did he have, and how many Spurs fans actually come out at the time and said, he's not going to make it, we might as well sell him. And then look what happened. He's our record goal scorer at the club in our history. But an interesting couple of weeks coming up, as I keep saying on every single episode. A couple of weeks left of the transfer window now. Let's hope that Spurs can get a couple of other players over the line. But yeah, Emerson left on a permanent deal to AC Milan. Dane Scarlett has gone out on loan to Oxford, and the next one now, the interesting one, will be Giovanni Lo Celso. Will he go out the door? Will Spurs sell him? Will Spurs loan him? Or will Ange Postecoglou give him another chance in the first team? He was left out of the squad for the friendly on Saturday against Bayern Munich. I noticed it straight away. 2 players left out. Dane Scarlett, I thought he's off on loan, and Giovanni Lo Celso. My hunch is that Spurs are probably going to sell him, and various reports that I've seen, that Spurs will accept a fairly cheap offer for him, 10 to 15 million pounds. Will Spurs sell him to a Premier League side, a Premier League rival in Aston Villa? I'm not so sure. I think the Spurs would probably prefer to sell him to someone like Real Betis or another foreign club. That one is going to be an interesting one, but I do expect Lo Celso to go out the door in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do the follow button and leave a review if you can. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good week. Come on, you Spurs.